Clear quartz. Clear quartz is one of my favorite crystals, stones, minerals. There's so much going on within this particular point, tower, as some may call it. But it just fascinates me in how the different shapes, sizes, varieties, as well as the different etchings on it, and it just has its own characteristics, almost as though it has a different personality. Each one is different. They all fall in the same category of clear quartz, and you know, everyone sees crystals, clear quartz, whatever stones that you know you collect, you like, you gravitate towards, you resonate with. Everyone sees, feels, senses different things. No two people are alike. No two meanings are alike as well. And that's, you know, some of the things that I'd like to talk about this evening regarding crystals. But I'm gonna try to see if I can stick to the clear quartz. Now, clear quartz is one of the basic crystals that many people start off with. Beginners, if you're beginning in crystal collecting, crystal healing, and all of that, you know, this is one of the basic stones that they start off with, as well as amethyst, citrine, rose quartz. Those are all quartz based as well. But I simply love the clear quartz. And the thing about clear quartz is it is programmable, and you can program whatever you want into the quartz. It has so much clarity in it. It's just fascinating, amazing, actually. And you know, quartz is in a lot of things that we use. It's in our devices, it's in our watches. Technologically, they use a lot of crystal, and quartz is the crystal that they use. There are other things that are used with other crystals as well, like the lithium quartz, lepidolite, you know, but this particular quartz can hold and store memory, and that's one of the reasons why you'll find that they utilize quartz in a lot of different things, especially in your computer, in your phones, because it stores memory. And when you work with the clear quartz and you set an intention in clear quartz, you can also remove that intention as well. You can clear it out, or you can keep that intention within that particular quartz. For instance, I can keep something within this quartz because it'll hold that memory, it'll store, hold that information in here so that I can utilize it whenever I need to utilize it for that particular intention. Can be any intention. It can be abundance. It can be anything, any sort of intention that you want to, put into your quartz. But if you'd like to clear it, you can do that as well. Work with another quartz and set an intention in the quartz, and you can just leave it at that as well. But there are so many different quartz, so many different names, and that a lot of people define it as, label it as, but it doesn't change the energy, the generalized energy of the quartz. Now we all know the generalized meaning of quartz. It is a master healer, and it does a whole lot of things. And I gave you the first example of putting intentions in the quartz, as well as removing that intention, that you can do so. And with a point, you can connect this to other point crystals as well. This can be set up in a grid, a crystal grid. It can be your center focal crystal for that particular crystal grid. But I simply love clear quartz. Now we all know that all the different crystals have so many different meanings. A lot of those meanings are generalized meanings, because it'll mean different things. It'll bring different qualities, different healing qualities for different individuals. I've noticed, as I worked with crystals through many years, they change and shift as well. The energies and the vibration, the frequency of all crystals, any crystals, are changing and shifting as well. And they have been changing, they have been shifting through the years. They are at an accelerated pace of transitioning alongside of everything else, alongside of our transitions, our transformations. All living sentient beings are shifting and transforming, transitioning. Gaia is transforming and transitioning, and therefore everything with consciousness is transitioning, and crystals carry consciousness. You can communicate with your crystals telepathically if you know how. Everyone has that ability to telepathically communicate with all sentient beings. It is a universal language, and most, if not all, of your crystals can assist you in doing so. But through the years, I would go around the island and I would grid the island that I'm on here in Hawaii, on Oahu. And I would go to specific points to the north side of the island, the south, the west, as well as the east. And I would set the crystals out into those specific areas. I wouldn't say where it went. I was led to go by specific crystals. Therefore, I took those crystals, quite a lot, and I placed them in certain points strategically around and across the island as a healing thing for not just Gaia, but for all sentient beings, for humanity, for everyone, every living creature upon this planet. I may have to do this again, which I wouldn't mind, and I think it's needed more so now. I would have to do even more crystals in more points across the island, but we shall see. But clear quartz is just amazing. It's just fantabulous in my opinion, and there's so many different ones. You can meditate with all your crystals. You can place them on your body as a healing body layout, a crystal healing body layout, which is what I do, which is sessions that I offer to do here on others that seek that type of healing. But I utilize all kinds of different crystals for the body layout healing. It may be a set of moldavites, maybe clear quartz, maybe Tibetan. It can be a whole bunch of different ones as well. Not just your basic clear quartz, citrine, rose quartz, amethyst, aventurine. They're not just the ones for the chakra, but full sets of individual types. It's really powerful. If you have not tried that, you should try that. It's very, very healing. But yeah, these crystals are shifting, they're changing, transitioning alongside of us. And as we raise our frequency and our vibration and match the higher vibrations out there in here, as we continue to work on ourselves, our inner work, our frequencies begin to raise, and our vibration starts to match higher frequencies. The higher our vibration becomes, the higher vibrational things we resonate with and we are attracted to, and we are on that path of just going, raising our awareness, our frequency, and as we work on our inner selves, and as we work on all peeling away of the layers within us that no longer serve our highest purpose, we begin to see, even with the greatest of clarity, we see from a point of a higher clarity. I don't know how to explain it, but the clarity is beyond clear. You see more, you sense more, you understand more, and your perspectives are very much clearer than it ever was. You begin to open and expand into so many different areas. You expand, you learn about cosmic things, galactic things. You learn about your cosmic and galactic families, your lineage. You become very much aware of them, as well as being around them. And there's no really point of contact because it's all around you. And you pretty much will be straddling different dimensions, in and out. You'll see, you feel, you go to places through the consciousness, through your higher consciousness, your highest consciousness, through your galactic consciousness. You connect so much with so much that the human consciousness does not comprehend. The human consciousness only knows what it knows. With your highest consciousness, your cosmic and galactic consciousness knows so much more. The key here is to merge all in one being, all within your entire beingness. To merge the human consciousness along with the cosmic galactic consciousness. It's a process. For some people, it's fairly simple. For others, it takes a while. But it has everything to do with your inner work, with the many layers of peeling away that no longer serves your highest purpose. Letting go, releasing things, simply allowing and accepting, and being in a space of observation and not being shaken by everything. Whether there's triggers, because the triggers are part of your inner work as well. Working on what triggers you emotionally, what triggers you mentally, as well as spiritually. There's a lot of triggers, and that's part of the layers, peeling away the layers. Look at it this way. You're like a diamond in the rough, and you're polishing each facet of who and what you are, your authenticity of who and what you are. And in doing so, you will find to know who and what you are. You will no longer define yourself as this or that. You come into that understanding when you reach certain plateaus as you do the inner work and peel away the layers and peel away each layer. The work needs to be done by us individually as well as collectively, but individually first. You know, it took myself years for doing so much inner work. It was a process, but I can't really say that this process was difficult, hard, or regretful. None of that. This process basically had me just going through the motions, going with the flow of things. And a lot of times we resist that flow instead of just letting go. You know, the resistance is challenging for a lot of people, but so too are the triggers. I've learned through the years what my triggers were, and as soon as I sense the triggers coming into play, I would step back, step away, step out of my way, and observe these triggers. I would observe myself to see how I was affected by it, as well as how I affected others when I was triggered. It's a process, but this is how we learn to grow, through experience. No matter what the experience is, no matter what comes our way, they are all to help us grow, inner growth. And then, we learn more about ourselves, more than anyone else. And then we come to that aha moment of real understanding of other people, of their plights, of what they're going through, what they're growing through. We all grow through things. And however people see things as negative or bad, there's always opportunity in every single experience you have. Always remember that. There's always an opportunity within that experience. We may forget, but if you give yourself reminders and know that whatever occurs, there's always a solution to a problem. And there's always a problem to the solution. But clear quartz really helps one to see with the greatest of clarity within the self, as well as without, on the outside of the self. Helps you to understand the greatest of clarity of all there is. It helps you to know, sense, see, feel your connection with all there is. All sentient beings, plants, trees, nature, Gaia, your family, your relationships, the cosmos, the planets, the elements, the elementals, the wind, the rain, all the seasons. You'll understand a whole lot more the interconnectedness that we all have with one another and with all sentient beings. And so, as I said before, clear quartz, as well as any other crystal out there, will have totally different meanings for the individual that is working with that particular crystal. The energies of the crystals have already shifted. For myself, they have shifted years ago. And we have that telepathic communication line open at all times. And so I love clear quartz. Anyway, I just wanted to share one of my favorite crystals with you. I have quite a lot of crystals. I've done a few crystal videos in the past. They're very dated here, but if you'd like to go back and look at them, you're more than welcome to. I'd like to thank all of you that have subscribed to this channel, and if you have any comments, comment away. If you have any experiences, or how does crystals work with you, and how do you use the crystals that you have, put them all in the comments, because a lot of people are learning here. We're all still learning. including myself. We never stop learning. But comment away. And thank you for subscribing to this channel. And if you have not subscribed, please do. And share, like, hit the bell for the upcoming videos that I'll be making. Anyway, guys, have a great evening and aloha.